called for consideration of having a quarterly evaluation of our city manager in accordance with Michigan compiled laws MCL 15.268, Section 8A of the Open Meetings Act. We're going to begin our meeting by calling it to order. And then we're going to stand for a pledge of allegiance and then have a roll call.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Milan.
I'm here.
Present. Councilmember Anderson.
Here.
Councilmember Sampson.
Here.
And Councilmember Shepherd is not with us. That is
Right.
still a quorum.
Thank you. So the next item on our agenda is approval of agenda.
Motion we approve the agenda is written.
I'll second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Anderson.
I'm sorry?
Anderson.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Mayor Milan.
Yes.
Councilmember Sampson.
Yes.
Councilmember Shepherd is absent. So I got to remember to mark that. Okay.
Probably
Thank you.
won't be responding.
Not going to be there.
Thank you. Next up on our agenda would be public comment. I see many people here. Is there anyone here who would like to add to public comment for this meeting? I'll take that as a hearty no, and then we will move on. Next item on the agenda is consideration of going into closed session to perform the quarterly evaluation of the city manager in accordance with the Michigan compiled laws MCL 15.268, Section 8A of the Open Meetings Act.
So moved.
Second.
Madam Mayor, I prefer to do it in open session.
That's fine. But I was just going to ask, though, since we're missing a council member, are we interested in pursuing this meeting today, or would we like to hold off till he is available?
I'd say hold off till he's available.
Madam Mayor, I respectfully request that you continue on with this evaluation. You technically are missing two people, and we've pulled the city clerk's evaluation along for 5 months with the various absence of council members. So the business of the city still has to get done, whether it's 3 or 4, there's a quorum. I request that you continue.
I appreciate that, although I will say that, we have had a quorum of 4. 4 has been our number since November, so we've almost, for 1 full year, worked relatively effectively with 4 people. And it is the call of the council to make that call whether or not we pursue this meeting or proceed with the meeting or we do not proceed with the meeting. So I'd like to defer to them for this answer. And also, with due respect, I know that you will respond in your duties, whether we hold this tonight or not, with the utmost professionalism, with or without this meeting this evening. I just personally feel that it would be fair to have Council Member Shepherd available to participate because I know that he did want to. He was not here today, not because he didn't want to proceed with your review. He is, if he's not here, then he can't have input, and that's kind of important, especially with a smaller council. But I have my opinion, everyone else can have theirs, so.
Madam Mayor, I make a motion,
Mr. Sampson, there's a motion on
We do have a motion and a second on the floor
for what?
to go to
Oh,
closed
closed
session.
session.
You can withdraw the motion. Is
No.
that the appropriate?
Well, you'd have to vote that motion up
We
or
have to vote
down.
it down.
Okay. I didn't know what the proper was.
So before we do, I guess you're requesting open session, Mr. Riker?
Correct. So wouldn't the motion then be moot? They can't vote on going
I
into closed session.
apologize, you're right.
Yeah.
If you're withdrawing because of that, for that reason, I agree. Thank you.
If you read, then, okay.
Yes, my apologies. Mr. Sampson, you can continue with your motion.
Well, may I ask a question? Because it requires 2/3 of a body to go into closed session.
So
We don't-
8A is one of the exceptions to the MCL, which requires 2/3 majority. In order to go for the periodic review of personnel, it doesn't require a 2/3. That's one of those exceptions, if you look.
That's a simple majority.
Simple majority, yes.
A simple majority of the,
Of the
The nominal body size.
Yes, so long as you have a quorum, simple majority within the quorum.
so in other words, it would require 3 votes.
It would
No.
It would require 2.
2.
So the nominal body is not the basis for the percentage then?
Right.
Not for 8A, correct.
Say again, 8.
Not for 8A. That's the reason 15.26, MCL 15.268A.
Okay,
is to
Section
go-
8A, right.
Section 8A is to go into a closed session to review personnel. That is one of the the exceptions, pardon me, to the two-third requirement.
Okay.
So if Mr. Raker wants to proceed with this meeting, I have no problem proceeding. I might take a slightly different approach to it if we don't have if we don't have everyone present. I'll just state it from that way from my standpoint. But what's your?
I make a motion, we postpone it until Mr. Shepherd feels better and can come back. It's probably a week.
So,
Why don't we,
hinges on me?
question, is he going to be available tomorrow?
No, he's
Doesn't look like it.
self-quarantining,
Oh, he has a sickness?
Yeah.
He's ill.
and he just had surgery too, so he's got two things going at one time.
Okay.
Is there anything in this that is of time essence for you, Mr. Raker?
No, it's just something that the body can act on with 3. The business of the city moves on, whether it's 4, 3, you have a quorum.
But he wanted input.
I'm confident that I can get Mr. Shepherd's input from him.
But it'll be on the record, so.
This is actually a midterm evaluation, so he can get me his written evaluation to me. I have no problem accepting that from him.
But the citizens won't be able to hear his comments.
That's, I'm okay with it.
No, he ain't. They won't be.
I didn't understand that, sorry.
Well, we have a motion without a second, so we're not technically
Second.
discussing it yet, but just
What was the
go for
motion?
it. The motion was to postpone.
Postpone.
For a week. See how he does.
Are you out of town again next week?
Next week, no, the following week I am.
And you've requested to be in public at this
Yes, I
point? So I'm assuming that next time we meet, it would still be in public.
More than likely, yes, sir.
Let's, would you like to revise the meeting to reflect something other than a review? I feel you came with comments, concerns that you would like to share. Would you like us to take the review portion off and we will just discuss whatever it is that you're prepared and anxious to get over with for good reason? Would you like to do that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Well, roll call, please.
Well,
We don't have a second on the motion. I don't know what we're
I
doing.
will second,
So that is a second. So now it is,
To basically postpone?
yes.
For a week. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have to admit, I sympathize with Mr. Raker to get things moving on. I sympathize with the audience who's come here today to listen to this. Unfortunately, we've been kind of hit with a double surprise. One, the absence of Councilman Shepherd, and actually going into open session. That was also a surprise. So I guess, and in theory, yeah, you've got 2 votes anyway, but I'll second.
oh, the mayor already
Sorry,
seconded.
second, I'm sorry. So I'm done talking
Your
now.
discussion, which is
Done discussing.
legit.
Well, you can discuss all you want,
Yeah.
right? So,
You can vote.
what is the advantage? Personally, I feel like it's disrespectful to not allow Councilmember Shepherd to be a part of this. That's the reason I would want to hold it tonight, but I'd be very happy to get it over with at the same time
Okay.
and take one thing off of our list, so I can be persuaded either way.
All right. All right.
Councilmember Anderson?
So, I guess we're taking a roll call now? Are we ready to vote?
Mayor calls it, sure.
Okay.
Roll call.
Mayor Milan.
Oh, don't call on me first. I just said I would go either way.
It's your turn.
Now you must
I
leave,
knew you were
Mayor.
doing that. I know it's on purpose. I'm going to say no.
Councilmember Sampson.
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson.
I'll say yes.
The motion passes. Do we have a date or a time?
We can't set one without the knowledge.
Wait to hear from
when
Mr.
we
Anderson
have
on this? Okay.
Wellness, right? So we can't set one today.
Okay. So then we'll just see you all tomorrow.
So
Oh, wait, tomorrow? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Never mind.
A motion to adjourn. You forgot number 7, guys. Motion to adjourn. Want a second?
Yes, I'll second.
Roll call.
Sampson?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Milan?
Yes. Thank you, everyone, for coming here. Thank you for your patience for us to move forward with this, and we will do this another day. Meeting adjourned.